everyone, it's Kara. It's time for our Monday meal, and we are doing a spaghetti squash casserole today. So here is my spaghetti squash. It has been washed off, and I have scored it, if you can see that, with a knife. I'm going to put it in the microwave for about 5 minutes. I looked up how to cook a spaghetti squash in the microwave. First, you've got to cut it in half, and you can't when it's hard. So you're going to put it in the microwave for about 5 minutes to soften it enough to cut it in half. Then I'll show you the next step. Okay, so 5 minutes worked. I cut through my spaghetti squash with a knife. Now I've got to seed it. So you've got to get these seeds out of here. The best way to do that is with a spoon. Just get those seeds out. And then I'm going to drizzle it with oil. I'm going to use avocado oil and then salt and pepper each side here. I'm going to drizzle with oil and then sprinkle with salt and pepper. Then I'm going to turn these things over, turn them over, cut side down, put them back in the microwave with an inch of water in here for another 5 to 10 minutes to actually cook it. All right, I drizzled them with avocado oil, sprinkled with salt and pepper. Now I'm going to turn over, cut side down, and put some water down in here and cook for another 5 minutes in the microwave and see how it is. It took 10 minutes in the microwave for this to cook. I tried 5, but it wasn't quite done yet. After 10 minutes, it's like this. Easy to get the spaghetti noodles away from the edge of the spaghetti squash. So that's what you want. Use a fork to do that. So you're going to put them in a colander so they can drain while we're doing the next step, which I'll show you in a minute. Okay, as you can see, we drained the spaghetti squash. I have browned 1 pound of ground venison and seasoned it with salt and pepper. Then I used 1.5 tablespoons of minced garlic. I used 3 tablespoons of minced onion and cooked all that together until the meat was brown. And then once that was done, I added the spaghetti sauce, which is Prego traditional. It says 4 cups of spaghetti sauce. This might be a little bit more, but that's close. Now, then it says to put the spaghetti squash, after it's drained, into your 9x13 baking dish, and then put the meat mixture with the sauce in it, and then put the spinach in it, and then the cheeses, and then toss to combine, and then put the rest of the cheese on top, which the cheese we're using is mozzarella, Violife vegan mozzarella shreds. It's 1.5 cups of this total. So we used half of it, 3/4 of a cup just now. And 1 cup of this total, it's Parmesan. Dairy-free, follow your heart, vegan Parmesan, soy-free as well, lactose-free. So we used 1/2 cup of that. So that's what's in here that I've got to toss together. I just decided it might be better, and I had to remove this from the heat once the meat was cooked. I just decided it might be better just to stir it all together in the pan and then pour it into the casserole dish and then put the rest of the cheese on top before we bake it. And we are baking it in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven. It says for 20 minutes or until done, but the reviews say that even though they drained the spaghetti squash, there was still a lot of liquid in there, and they let it go for 40 minutes until all the liquid was cooked out of the dish. So I'll see after 20 minutes how mine's looking, and if I feel like it needs to go longer, I'll let you know how much longer it had to go. So I did read those reviews, and I am going to watch that. So I'm going to mix this together, pour it in the dish, put the cheese on top, and show you what it looks like. All right, here's what it looks like. Pour it into the dish, and then we added some more mozzarella cheese and Parmesan cheese on top. Now we're going to put it in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for at least 20 minutes, maybe longer. I'll let you know how long. All right, it is done. And just so you know, after 20 minutes, the cheese wasn't all melted, and it definitely wasn't bubbly yet. After 30 minutes, it was getting closer. This is 40 minutes. So I did what the reviewer said and did a full 40 minutes, because even when you drain the squash, there is still a lot of water that comes out of it as you're cooking it. So if you don't want like a huge runny dish, then you're going to have to cook it longer. So the recipe says 20 minutes, and I'll link it below, but 40, that's what the reviewer said, and that's what I did. So there you have it, your spaghetti squash casserole from allrecipes.com dinner spinner app.